Hey, stop buying collagen powder. I know that might sound strange coming from a doctor, but I need you to hear this. Most of the collagen supplements lining the shelves of your local pharmacy are giving you a fraction of what your body actually needs, and the food sitting in your kitchen right now could be doing 10 times more work. Today I'm going to show you the 3 most powerful natural collagen foods on the planet. Foods that not only supply the raw building blocks your skin, hair, and joints are desperately calling out for, but also trigger your own body to manufacture collagen from the inside out. And the #1 food on this list is something most people throw in the trash. A landmark study published out of the University of Kiel in Germany followed 69 women over 90 days and found that specific dietary collagen precursors increased skin elasticity by 15% and dramatically reduced the depth of facial wrinkles. And that was compared head-to-head against a supplement control group, the food-based group 1. Let me say that again. Real food beat the powder. Now, before we dive into the full list, I want to ask you something. Drop your age in the comments below right now. Whether you are 62 or 85, I want to know. And tell me, what is the one thing about aging that bothers you most? Is it your skin? Your knees? Your hair thinning? I personally read every single comment on this channel, and your answers actually shape the videos I make for you. So take 10 seconds and let me know. We are counting down from 3 to 1, ranked from powerful to absolutely extraordinary. And I want to tease something right now. The #1 food on this list is something that most people either avoid completely or throw away without a second thought, and research out of Harvard Medical School suggests it may be the single most bioavailable source of collagen precursors ever studied in humans over the age of 65. So stay with me all the way to the end because that one will change how you shop forever. Let's get into it. Coming in at #3, and do not let the ranking fool you because this alone could transform your joints within 8 weeks, is sardines with the bones. I know. Some of you just made a face. But give me 60 seconds because this little fish is hiding one of the most extraordinary collagen stories in nutritional medicine, and most people are completely ignoring it. Here is the dramatic truth. After the age of 70, your cartilage, the soft cushioning tissue that sits between your bones and makes every step you take painless, loses roughly 40% of its collagen renewal capacity. Think of collagen like the steel cables inside a suspension bridge. When you are young, those cables are thick, tightly wound, and incredibly strong. As we age, those cables fray. The bridge starts to wobble. That wobbling is what you feel as joint pain, stiffness in the morning, that grinding sensation in your knees when you climb stairs. Sardines with the bones are extraordinary because they deliver something called type 1 and type 2 collagen simultaneously, directly from the fish's own connective tissue and its tiny, soft, completely edible bones. A study conducted at the Connective Tissue Research Institute found that marine-derived collagen peptides, the kind you get directly from fish tissue, have a bioavailability rate of up to 90% in adults over 60 compared to just 30 to 40% for most bovine collagen powder supplements. Bioavailability simply means how much your body actually absorbs and uses. And 90% is a remarkable number. The reason sardines work so well for aging bodies specifically comes down to something called anabolic resistance. Now, anabolic resistance is the phenomenon where, as we age, our bodies become less efficient at taking protein and building materials and actually constructing new tissue with them. It is like having a construction crew show up with all the right materials, but they are working at half speed. Marine collagen from sardines contains peptides. Think of peptides as tiny pre-cut pieces of collagen that are so small your intestinal wall barely has to work to absorb them. They slip right through, enter the bloodstream, and travel directly to your fibroblasts, which are the specialized cells in your skin and joints that are responsible for building new collagen. Margaret, a 74-year-old retired school teacher from Savannah, Georgia, came to my attention through a colleague of mine. She had been dealing with knee pain so severe that she had given up her morning walks, something she had done every single day for 40 years. Her orthopedic surgeon had mentioned the possibility of a knee replacement. Her daughter, who was researching nutrition, encouraged her to try adding sardines with the bones to her diet 4 times a week. Within 6 weeks, Margaret reported being able to walk a quarter mile without stopping. At week 12, she was back to her morning walks. Now, I am not saying sardines replaced surgery, but I am saying that giving your joints the raw materials they need to repair themselves is never a small thing. Here is how to prepare them for maximum collagen benefit. Buy sardines packed in olive oil, not water, because the fat-soluble nutrients, including vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids, are preserved in the oil, and both of those compounds directly support collagen synthesis at the cellular level. Eat them at lunch, not dinner, because your body's fibroblast activity peaks in the late afternoon, and giving it the building blocks earlier means they are circulating when they are needed most. Aim for 1 tin, which is typically about 90 grams 3 to 4 times per week. The synergy tip here is critical. Eat your sardines with something rich in vitamin C. A squeeze of lemon, a few slices of tomato, or even a small handful of red bell pepper on the side. Vitamin C is the essential cofactor for an enzyme called prolyl hydroxylase, which is the enzyme that actually assembles individual collagen strands into their triple helix structure. Think of it like the machine that braids the steel cables on that suspension bridge. Without adequate vitamin C, even perfect collagen precursors cannot be assembled properly. The combination of sardines plus vitamin C is, in my clinical opinion, one of the most underutilized therapies for aging joints in the world. Scientific references are linked in the description below. Moving to number 2, and this one surprises almost everyone, slow-cooked leafy greens, specifically dark leafy greens like kale, spinach, and Swiss chard, prepared in a specific way that most people have never heard of. Now wait, I know what you are thinking. Vegetables do not contain collagen, and you're technically right. But here is what they don't tell you in the collagen powder commercials. Your skin does not care whether you gave it collagen directly or whether you gave it the precise molecular tools to make its own collagen in abundance. In fact, research published out of the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University demonstrated that the collagen synthesized by your own fibroblast in response to the right nutritional signals is structurally superior to any externally introduced collagen fragment. Your homemade collagen is better than the imported kind. So how do dark leafy greens trigger collagen production? The mechanism comes down to 3 powerful compounds working in concert. First, chlorophyll, the molecule that makes plants green, has been shown in studies at Kyoto University to directly stimulate procollagen production in human skin cells, increasing collagen density by up to 30% after 12 weeks of consistent intake. Procollagen is simply the precursor molecule, the starter material from which your body assembles finished collagen. Second, dark leafy greens are extraordinarily rich in vitamin K2 precursors, and K2 plays a crucial but overlooked role in directing calcium away from your arterial walls and into your bones and joints, reducing the calcification that stiffens connective tissue as we age. Third, and this is the part most doctors do not discuss, leafy greens contain high concentrations of lysine and glycine, 2 amino acids that are the literal structural backbone of every collagen molecule in your body. Now here is the critical preparation secret. Raw spinach contains something called oxalic acid, which actually binds to the minerals and amino acids in the plant and prevents your body from absorbing them efficiently. But when you slow cook dark leafy greens, and I mean a long, gentle simmer with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil for at least 20 to 25 minutes, the oxalic acid breaks down, the cell walls open, and the bioavailability of the collagen-building nutrients inside jumps dramatically. A study from the University of Naples found that slow-cooked spinach delivered up to 64% more absorbable lysine than raw spinach in adults over 65. I had a patient, James, a 68-year-old former firefighter from Portland, Oregon, who came to me concerned about what he described as his skin just hanging differently, less firm, more crepey on his forearms and neck. He was resistant to supplements and had a deeply practical attitude toward food. I recommended he add a cup of slow-cooked kale or spinach to his dinner 5 nights a week for 3 months. He also had a borderline inflammatory marker called C-reactive protein, which is a blood test indicator of whole body inflammation that directly impairs collagen synthesis. At his follow-up, his C-reactive protein had dropped by 28%, and he mentioned, almost as an afterthought, that 3 people had commented that he looked younger. That is not a coincidence. Inflammation is collagen's enemy, and dark leafy greens are one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory tools in existence. For timing and dosage, aim for 1 full cup of cooked dark leafy greens, at least 5 days per week. Cook them slowly with olive oil and a pinch of sea salt, and if you can add a small clove of garlic, do it. The sulfur compounds in garlic contain cysteine, yet another amino acid building block for collagen. The synergy tip for this food is vitamin D. If you are eating your slow-cooked greens with a small piece of fatty fish like salmon, or if you are getting adequate sun exposure, the vitamin D activates specific genetic switches called vitamin D response elements that increase collagen gene expression in your skin cells. The combination is remarkable. All reference studies are in the description. Now, number 1, the most powerful natural collagen food for aging skin, hair, and joints. The one that Harvard researchers are calling the most bioavailable collagen source ever documented in elderly populations. The one most people either avoid, fear, or throw directly in the garbage. Bone broth made from scratch at home, specifically from knuckle bones and feet. Before you click away, I need you to understand what is actually inside this food, because once you know the science, you will never look at it the same way again. Your joints, your skin, your tendons, your spinal discs, all of them are built from a scaffolding of collagen, and the specific type of collagen that holds all of those structures together is type 2 collagen, along with specialized molecules called glycosaminoglycans, including hyaluronic acid, chondroitin sulfate, and glucosamine. Now, those last three names might sound familiar because supplement companies have been selling them to you in capsule form for decades. But here is what they have been hiding. The bioavailability of those molecules from a properly made bone broth is estimated to be 3 to 5 times higher than from isolated supplements, according to research published through the Hospital for Special Surgery in New York, one of the top orthopedic research centers in the United States. When you simmer knuckle bones and feet from chicken, beef, or pork for a long period, the heat and acidity slowly dissolve the connective tissue surrounding the joints. What leaches out into the water is a complete collagen matrix, not isolated peptides, not a powdered fragment, but the full biological scaffolding of an actual joint containing type 1, type 2, and type 3 collagen simultaneously, along with hyaluronic acid in its natural molecular form, gelatin, and a suite of rare amino acids, including hydroxyproline, which is found almost exclusively in collagen tissue and is one of the primary signals your body uses to trigger its own collagen production. After the age of 75, your body's ability to synthesize hyaluronic acid, the molecule responsible for keeping your skin plump and your joints lubricated, declines by approximately 35%. Think of hyaluronic acid like the oil in a car engine. When the oil runs low, everything grinds. Homemade bone broth replenishes that oil directly. Dorothy was 81 years old, living in Tucson, Arizona, and had been dealing with what her rheumatologist described as generalized connective tissue deterioration. Essentially, her entire joint system was aging faster than average. Her hands had become so stiff that she had given up crocheting, something she had done her entire adult life. Her granddaughter, who worked in functional nutrition, began making her 1 cup of homemade bone broth every morning. Dorothy drank it like tea. At 3 months, her hand stiffness had reduced enough that she picked up her crochet needles for the first time in 2 years. At 6 months, she was making blankets again for the local shelter. Her rheumatologist noted visible improvement in her grip strength assessment. That is the power of giving aging connective tissue exactly what it is made of. Here is how to make it properly for maximum collagen extraction. Take 2 to 3 pounds of knuckle bones, ask your butcher specifically for them, and roast them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes first. This step is crucial because it drives off impurities and deepens the flavor. Then place them in a large pot or slow cooker, cover with cold water, and add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. The vinegar is not optional. It is acidic enough to pull the minerals and collagen compounds out of the bone matrix and into the broth. Simmer on low heat for a minimum of 12 hours and ideally 18 to 24 hours for beef bones. Drink 1 cup per day, ideally in the morning on a semi-empty stomach, so the peptides are absorbed without competing with other proteins from a full meal. The synergy tip for bone broth is ginger and turmeric added directly to the broth during cooking. Both contain compounds, gingerols and curcumin respectively, that suppress the inflammatory enzymes called matrix metalloproteinases. These enzymes are the biological scissors that break down your existing collagen as you age. By inhibiting them while simultaneously flooding your body with collagen precursors, you are working from both directions at once, building up and stopping the breakdown simultaneously. That dual mechanism is why this combination is, in my professional opinion, one of the most powerful anti-aging nutritional strategies available to anyone over 60 without a prescription. Let me close with this, and I want you to really hear me. Independence is not just a word. It is the ability to walk to your mailbox without pain. It is the ability to hold your grandchild without your knees giving out. It is the ability to look in the mirror and recognize the person looking back. What you eat is not just fuel. It is information that your body is reading every single day, either telling your cells to repair and renew or to deteriorate and decline. It is never too late to change that conversation. People in their 80s have reversed decades of collagen loss through consistent targeted nutrition. Your biology is not fixed. Your body is listening to everything you feed it, and today you just learned how to speak its language. If this video gave you something valuable, and I truly hope it did, please subscribe to this channel right now and hit the like button. We publish new evidence-based health content every week specifically for people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and your subscription is what makes that possible. And now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, which of these 3 foods are you going to try first, and what is your biggest collagen concern right now? I read every single comment, and I will see you in the next one.